Success is holding you back, and you don't even know it. In this video, I'll be sharing the how and why of how my definition of success has changed along the way, and yours probably should too. You will get to see the mistakes I've made, the inefficiencies that have cost time and money, and how my bad decisions and their negative outcomes have become blessings in disguise. And by the end, I bet you're going to be motivated to get out there and make another mistake, or to fail, or to even succeed. So watch this video and let me know what you think. To start with, I'll take you back a number of years to my initial belief about success. This is an important place to start because how you view or define success has a disproportionate impact on what you value in life and how you try to direct your future. Right after I graduated college, I got into the restaurant business. And that venture eventually allowed me to purchase one of the restaurants I worked in. It was a quick service hamburger restaurant that served breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. So as you can imagine, I was there all the time and I loved it. So I was 27 years old and I'm now a business owner. I call this success number one. A few years later, I got married to a former model who my friends said was a unicorn. She was hot, fun, nice, outgoing, and adventurous, popular, and the center of attention. So I was 31 years old and married to a hottie, so I called this success number two for obvious reasons. She was a realtor in Houston and worked long hours and on weekends as I did, and we made good money. And the making good money part, I called success number three. And then one morning, she informs me that she was just working too much and hated it. And I responded with something like, why? I'm putting in way more hours than you are. Early mornings, late evenings, plus weekends. So then she said, but you like it, so it doesn't count. That answer, it stuck with me. She did not stick with me, by the way, and I covered that train wreck in a whole different video. Basically, her statement taught me that I never wanted to do something that would make me miserable. I was going to make sure that whatever I was doing had a purpose, and that purpose was going to be worth my effort. Hear that part again, because it's important. Your purpose needs to be worth your effort. After 13 years, I left the restaurant business, mainly because we started a family and I wanted to have a more predictable schedule. But now I have to take away success number one because I'm not a business owner anymore. So I went and got a corporate job with raises, lunches, business meetings, and traffic jams. This was a good thing, right? So I get to say that this is success number four, a cush corporate job. But my future and my progress were now controlled by someone else or something else. And that bothered me. That company eventually went out of business in 2008, which forced me to rethink my career path and develop one that I would actually be in control of. So now I have to subtract success number four because I've lost that cush corporate job. I also got divorced in 2008, which in the same way as with my job, forced me to rethink my relationship priorities to ones that would allow me to pursue a partner that would better fit my needs, not just my wants. And now I have to subtract success number two because I got divorced from the hot chick, and subtract success number three because I'm unemployed. I know, it could be argued that getting divorced is success number five, but that's not how this story is going to go. These major life changes made me redefine what being a success or a failure actually really meant to me, not just to everyone else. Being a success needed to be based on what I did, not just what someone else decided to do. It was time for me to change things up. I was 42 years old, and I decided that my new definition of success for this period of my life was spending meaningful time with my two sons and being the parent that they deserved. My purpose was now to develop strong, capable, and moral young men. Young men that knew that they were valued and loved, and if I could be a success at that, no one could ever take it away from me. And that purpose was worth my effort. And all that started with me just coaching t-ball and going to school events and creating fun adventures on the weekends. I was focusing on my kids' futures and getting past my previous failures. But to make that happen, I had a few hurdles to get over. Some are definitely bigger than others. I didn't have a career or even a job at that point, so I was pretty much broke. I'd been married for 10 years, and then I got divorced in my early 40s, and so I had some baggage. I found myself in court fighting for 50-50 custody of my boys, which admittedly brings on a little anxiety and disdain for the opposite sex, which is more baggage. I gave her everything we had, a house full of furniture and our SUV, while I continued to pay the bills. So I needed to get smarter and start making better decisions. I filed for bankruptcy so that I could have a chance at a fresh start. And this meant that I was on a 7-year hiatus from any sort of credit building. I had to start over from scratch, finding ways to make money while living in an apartment with my two boys, who were just 3 and 6 at the time. This is where you dig deeper and you realize that you can't have everything you want, but you can figure out how to get what you need and what is really important in life. I was going to do the things I believed that a man was supposed to do, which to me is to be fully accountable for your own actions. As men, we will sacrifice our own lives for our families. We will gladly give up our own future for the sake of theirs. And we will also watch over those precious futures to make sure that they're being managed correctly. And if they are not, we step in and make things right. I am now 59 years old, and I've learned a lot in the last 17 years since my divorce. I've made plenty of mistakes along the way, though, and some of them a couple of times. However, here are a few of the things that I now consider a success. I have had full custody of my two sons for the last 10 years. I'm living in my parents' house to help take care of my 94-year-old dad ever since my mom passed. I bought a cabin in the woods that we're now renting out, and you can actually hear about that story in another video. I reopened my heart, and I met the girl of my dreams, which is not that hard once you realize what is really important and you stop wasting time on filters and clickbait. And together, we bought 5 more cabins in the woods, all as short-term rentals. We have videos on that too. I have a successful handyman business that I thoroughly enjoy, and it makes decent money. And she has a successful personal training business, and she manages all of our rental properties. And together, we're currently preparing her house as a long-term rental property, while also preparing my house for her to move into. We have already published 2 books together on Amazon and are currently working on our 3rd. And together, we are starting this YouTube channel and another one just for her. This channel is about taking control of your future, learning from your past mistakes, and finding out what is actually really important in life. The videos you're going to see here are mine. They are of my life and of my boys and of Allie. They are of the projects that we do together and the small adventures that we go on. They are of the insights I've gathered along the way and how I'm trying to now direct my future. This is how I've chosen to live my life, and I plan to enjoy every moment of it. We are all on a journey without a destination. And when this journey is done, we get to leave behind what we've learned along the way. What worked, what didn't, what to watch out for, and maybe what to actually look for. We only get one time round, and you don't want to miss it. I do appreciate your time, and I hope not to waste it.